Until then, we got to talk a little Guardians Bowl. And yesterday, after a really good weekend, especially on the mound for the Guardians, it was a disappointing performance from one Cal Quantrill. With McKenzie coming back, with Savali coming back, how hot is his spot in the rotation right now?
I mean, I think at this point, he's the odd man out because Tanner Bybee and Logan Allen have been great. Shane Bieber's not going anywhere. He's been good, not great, but he's been good. And Tristan McKenzie, is their best young starter, at least in terms of proven. So he's not going anywhere. So those 4 guys are a guarantee. So the last spot in the rotation is between Quantrill and Savali. Now, Savali hasn't pitched very well, and then he's been hurt. So I don't know what the plan is. But Cal Quantrill got absolutely torched yesterday. What do you give him, 7 runs, I think?
8? 7. Oh, 7. No, 7.
I think 7 runs.
I think it was 7.
He got hit up good, though.
Now, he was their 3rd best pitcher last year, and he did a nice job. But last year's last year. He doesn't have much of a track record before last year, and he's been absolutely awful. I think.
Don't do that, because he has some games early.
What's his ERA, Mike?
He has some games.
It's got to be over 5.
Where he was pitching 7 innings, and they was winning.
You can't have 2 good starts and 8 bad ones.
Now, you right about
his
that.
ERA is 5.61.
Yeah, I can't throw a pitcher out there when he's got a 5.61 ERA.
And plus, I think this is a new age. Like I think pitchers have evolved kind of like quarterbacks have evolved. Like before you would take a guy because you felt like he had command of the offense or he was a leader or he was doing. But if you don't got the arm to make the throws to get the defense off of you, you're going to be in trouble. And Cal Quantrill is a nice pitcher. He's a nice middle of the road, but the problem is his stuff is not overbearing. And when it's not overbearing, that means you got to hit spots, you got to hit different positions. And if 1 inch here, 1 inch here, when you throw in low 90s, that's very hittable.
No, you're 100% right. He's not a hard thrower. He doesn't do anything great.
Them young boys.
He had good command last year. He hasn't had it this year. What did you just put up there? Those stats didn't make any sense.
Which one? Sorry, I was looking at something else.
That graphic that was just up there didn't make. It said.
Which
was
one?
that just last night? He gave up 8 runs. I thought it was 7. And it said the final score was 4-2 on that. Whatever that last graphic was.
That's his record. That's Cal Quantrill's record.
Oh, okay.
It makes sense. Don't come at her like that.
All right,
It makes perfect sense.
I mean, I don't give a rat's ass about his record. I am making a request that we ban all records from any stats.
Wow.
Because records are irrelevant for pitchers. Irrelevant, completely meaningless.
Some people say ERA is too.
No, ERA is not
ERA
meaningless.
means everything.
ERA does not mean everything because there are advanced statistics that account for.
What's your favorite pitching statistic, Bull?
ERA plus. I like whip. ERA plus is good, and there's another statistic. I can't think of what it's called. There's so many statistics.
If you can't think of what it's called, you can't call it your favorite.
I know.
Come
Well, it's not.
Well, the fans care about the record. The fans want to see all this.
There we go.
We can't placate fans that are being stupid.
Let them know Earl is a man of the people.
The record's irrelevant. We got to make the fans smarter. We do that by ignoring a win-loss record of a pitcher because it's irrelevant.
So, Colossae having the most saves and most blown is irrelevant?
No, that's not. That's saves is different than win-loss record. Those things are relevant and are telling. Like he's, it tells a lot about the team that most of their games are close. That they don't play a lot of one-sided games. He's not pitched that well, even though he has a lot of saves, because every time they win, they pretty much win by 1 or 2 runs, so he gets an opportunity. But the fact that he has the most blown saves is pretty disturbing. He already has blown more saves this year than he did all of last year.
That I think that's the biggest thing for the Guardians. The telltale signs is when you look at them, they never have easy wins. Like, can you imagine going in there every single game and being like, okay, this is a pressure-packed, I got to come in and I got to shut people. You coming in with
a lot of pressure on the pitchers.
There's a lot of pressure.
No doubt.
Because you feel like you can't make a mistake. If somebody get a hit and runners on base, you like, dog, that feels like a nightmare. And because you can't come back and get that right back. Like my dad was always watching the game the other day. He's like, yeah, it's the 9th inning. They're trying to rally up. But this not. If you're down 3, it's not happening.
Right.
For other teams, that's the thing. So I look at it, that puts so much stress on you. And is that a formula that you can reproduce? Like, I don't think you can. I think Some of those games you're gonna win, like last year, you won a lot of close games.
Yeah.
The next year, if you play in those same games, you can win a lot. You can lose a lot of those same games. So I think that's the most frustrating thing with the Guardians at this point, because you do know that they're gonna play a lot of close games, and sometimes it just comes down to a hit or a miss.
The stat I couldn't think of, by the way, was FIP. How about
What is that?
What is that?
Fielding independent pitching. It's very complicated. I'm not going to go down deep in that. But ERA plus and FIP give you a better indication of what the pitcher's ERA should be as opposed to what it is. But I think ERA is still meaningful, but I think it's good to look at these other statistics. And if you look at his advanced statistics, they're pretty much just as bad as his ERA. Like his FIP's a little better.
I'll be honest. I like baseball. I love numbers.
It's confusing.
FIP,
I know.
That is.
I couldn't think of it for a second.
Yeah,
But anyway, so a FIP is the same number as an ERA. His is 490 something, so it's a little better. But it's still really bad. He's been terrible, and I'd probably give him one more shot. Although McKenzie is in line to pitch when Quantrill would pitch, I would give McKenzie one more start in the minors. Give Quantrill one more start, and if he stinks, take him out.
Is it this goes to a philosophical question? I was thinking about it.
Deep.
Yeah, I was in my mind. So in the NBA, I think when we talk about the viability of baseball and the popularity of it.
Yeah.
For a lot of people for a lot of people that are fringe guys, they just like watching people hit home runs, right? We love people. We love it's excitement, the pace. We like. So in the NBA, they made a conscious decision to go to offense. They made goaltending illegal. They gave you a 3-point line. They eliminated hand checking and that. Now scoring's up. The NBA is what it is. Has baseball made a conscious effort to make the pitchers the most important people, or did it just evolve that way?
No, I think it just evolved that way. I think if anything, they've tried to do the opposite. I think they want more offense. The pitching is too dominant at times. There's too many strikeouts. I mean, some fans like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can appreciate a good pitcher's duel. And personally, I like the NBA better when it was lower scoring and they played more defense. But I'm in the minority, just like people that prefer pitching and defense. Like people, the majority of fans, especially casual baseball fans, they want to see home runs. You want to see a lot of runs scored. I think, they've messed with the ball over the years, and so we've seen the ball be juiced some years or whatever. Not literally juiced, but just the way it's made it a little easier to hit. But if they wanted to make a significant change to help offense, you could move the mound back or lower the mound.
I can't believe what you saying right now.
What?
I just said yesterday on my podcast that defense wins championship, and you scolded me.
Hey, you were talking about football. We're not talking about football.
We talk about baseball.
Period. I didn't think you'd be a defensive guy. I thought you just was all
we don't like defensive baseball.
I like defense in every sport.
I like defense in baseball, but I like high-scoring games. I like a little of both. But in basketball, I preferred the style of the 80s and 90s where it was physical, guys beat the crap out of each other.
Why?
I just found that more exciting for me. It was more exciting. But I'm definitely in the minority, so I don't think they should mess with it.
It makes it easier for people with less talent to compete. Like, if you think about it, if the Pistons weren't allowed to play that way, they'd never win because they're not as skilled as some of these other people, Jordan and Pippen and guys like that. They had to make it where, hey, I could be physical and still compete. I could be a Sixers team or a Detroit Pistons team.
What about football related? You're a defensive guy.
You mean like?
Do you rather 6-3 than 63 to 50?
Oh, I love high-scoring football games.
High-scoring football games is where it's at. I'm a defender. But I think they've done a good enough job to
I don't even know who you are.
You'd rather watch a 6-3 game than 35-34?
Yeah, because you got to play perfect.
You're definitely in the minority on that one.
You got to play perfect.